Hi, today we're visiting with Mar Bartlett. Mar Bartlett is a hypnotherapist and a counselor, and today we're talking to her about a new book that she has published called Sometimes. Thank you, Mara. Thank you for having us in your home today.
Glad you're here, Jeannie.
What made you want to write a book like this one?
Well, for years I had been doing hypnotherapy with mostly adults, and I realized that adults were not very in touch with their feelings, and either were children. And so I thought, if I'm going to put something together, I want something that's going to go for all populations. And this is a personal study from some work I had done in art years ago from a book called The Creative Journal by Lucia Cappuccioni. And her book inspired each person that would sketch what she was suggesting as working out a feeling, and then the artwork would come out of your working it through. And I had all these pieces of artwork for years, and they're just hanging around, and I was getting ready to toss them all, and I said, you know what? This would make a really colorful book to inspire other people's feelings. So
this was back when you were working towards your master's in arts and counseling?
Actually, it was the artwork itself had been done perhaps as much as 10 or 20 years ago. And I've been a hypnotherapist for over 10 years, and I've been doing self-hypnosis for over 20 years. So it was long before I had gotten the counseling degree.
Oh, okay. So it was always an interest of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Then, looking at some of the pictures here, you can see there's a lot of emotion going on.
Yes.
And so that it evokes emotions in the children or the adults. So who would use this book?
Okay. Well, it's done with crayons and crayons and colors that really are vibrant. And so children immediately want to grab the book. If I'm working with a child or driving them to an activity, when I do some adventure-based counseling, they just grab it and they are looking through because it's just so intriguing to them. And yet adults can use the book too, because it'll say a little poem and it'll have a little picture that will inspire a feeling, so that they can do a little story underneath it, or they can sketch a picture on the side of it for themselves. So it's very interactive.
Okay, so this book, would it need to be done in more of a supervisual atmosphere, like for a counselor, to work directly with a client, or do you think that kids could take it off and evoke feelings for themselves and keep it to themselves, or does it work in both genres, for a counselor as well as somebody just dealing with their own personal things? So it's sort of a journaling type of adventure for them.
It actually could be an ideal journal adventure for an older person or a teenager, and yet it could be beautiful with an adult that's working with children, whether it's a teacher, a nurse, a counselor, a parent, because then they can help the child go through page by page, one day at a time kind of thing, to pick, okay, what emotion are you feeling today? And then the little one can just say, this picture right here of the lips being sewn together, that makes me think of, and then they'll tell a story of when they couldn't think of the words to say, or they couldn't spell the word in the spelling bee, and the parent or the adult can learn more about the child's struggle, and then they can have a chance to write it out. It can help them with their language, their letters, their cursive. It can be so versatile. And the beauty of it is they don't have to go one page, next page, next page, next page. They can just open it up to see what strikes their fancy and use that page for the day. So it can be very versatile for individuals or as a counseling tool.
So it's not only going to evoke emotions when they see the pictures and then hear the poetry in it, but then it's also going to spark something inside them on a creative aspect.
Exactly.
Oh, wonderful.
And of course, because of the poetry being so simply written, it's not necessarily geared for, let's say, the 4th grade level, as many books are. It really could be a wider range of levels, and it's got a nice cadence to it, so it in a way, when people are reading poetry, it is giving them a chance to get in the trance state,
Right.
which is more subconscious. And when you're in your subconscious, it's 95% of your mind's power. And so it evokes a lot of stories, metaphors, images. It's the same place we go when we dream. It's the same place we go when we pray. So it really is a calming effect when you're working with kids or adults, when they're looking at colors and images and words that have cadence to them, because it lets them go straight to their subconscious instead of their conscious mind. Conscious mind's only 5% of their mind's power. It's logical, it's sequential, and it's always judgmental. And if you're judging your feelings, then it's not at all easy to process them. But if you're having a chance to be aware of your feelings and explore your feelings without the judgment, it really lets kids open up.
All right. So, and poetry does that because it removes those norms.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Mar, for inviting us into your home and sharing with us your new project.
Well, thank you for telling everyone about Sometimes, and adios to everyone.
And thank you for allowing us in your home, and peace be with you.